Welcome back to the 2001 Ford Explorer Sport Trac. Doing some more work on it. A little bit of a stutter at highway speeds occasionally, not a lot. Did a quick visual inspection, and we're going to do plugs and wires in this. Not a whole lot to see, kind of buried. It's kind of hard, not hard to get to, but hard to show you. I'll show you as much as I can, but we're going to go through and just do plugs and wires, and I'll show you what I found. And I believe it will fix this issue. Just wanted to show you what I found. I just did a quick visual inspection, and one of the first things I noticed was, if you look at this wire, it's got some pretty good chunks out of it from riding against this bracket, this metal on this bracket. Now, I don't know how long these plugs and wires have been here. I know it's been at least 70,000 miles. So that was one of the first things, and then we're going to pull plugs and see what they look like, but you don't want to see that. That's not good. Probably get some marking out of that. And maybe we'll do some testing on these wires as well, and see if any of them are obviously bad. I don't think they're obviously bad, but that kind of thing leads to arcing and misfires. They're 5/8 for this, these spark plugs. Need extension for that one, I believe. Short extension. Best way to get at these here. Get as straight a shot as I can at them. I think maybe I'll try a little longer extension on that one. See if that helps. Maybe, maybe not. Back here. Yep. Okay, got it broken loose. I know there's not a lot to see here. It's kind of tight quarters for this. Spark plugs on most cars just battle of figuring out the best way to get at them most of the time. Something like this in a V, you know. V mounted. No, it's not even transversely mounted. Alright, enough of that. Now it's broken loose, we'll just use a little stubby to get in there. Be a little easier, I think. Alright, there's one. I want to show you the difference here. There's a new plug, not for this vehicle, but it's a 60 gap. For this vehicle, it's supposed to be 54, a little smaller, but this will show you the difference here. Hopefully you can see this. I'm trying to line them up here for you. You see how big that gap is on the one that came out? I'm going to measure it if I can, but I'm guessing that this one out of the car is over twice the gap that it should be. It's so worn down. That's going to definitely have an impact. So it's probably a good thing we're changing these. So I just measured the gap on this, and it's over 0.1, which is twice what it should be. So These are worn almost nothing. SP 500s. They're your spark plugs for this, or 400s. 400s are copper. These are platinum fine wires. I like OEM plugs for vehicles. Whatever it had, that's what I like to put back in it. This one is the platinum version that was in it, and the copper version, like I said, SP 400s. I don't like changing them out. I like what they were made for. That's what's going back in. Here's the wire set that I'm using. I'm not so much of a stickler for OEM wire sets, but I do like going. These are Denso 671, 6114. If you're worried about getting these out of order, you can do exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm not really worried about getting them out of order, but do them one at a time. There's obviously a clip right here. Hopefully you can, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to pop that clip open and release these wires. Now this is the one that's actually got the chunks out of it. Let's see. All right. It's got a fair amount of grease in there already. Yeah. Is that grease? Oh, no, it's grease. Dielectric grease. Alright, so get big chunks out of this wire here and here. It's not good. So we're going to put a new one. I'll just show you one of them, and then of course we're going to repeat the process for all 6 wires. Probably won't show you that because there's not really anything to see. Just a matter of getting at them and getting them out, putting the new ones in. I have dielectric grease. Your plug wires will come with a little dielectric grease. It's non-conductive. So it's not made to go really on a metal. It's made to go on the boot. So we're going to put a little on the boot. See if I can open this up here. I have some additional. You don't need a lot. I have a Q-tip, little Q-tip too. You find the right wire here. I'll just show you one here. Oh, knocking me all over the place. All right, just take a little bit of dielectric grease. All right. Probably should open this a little more, but usually just throw these out. Okay, a little bit on the Q-tip. You don't need a lot. You want to go inside this boot and kind of get it around the boot. What it's doing is sealing the boot up, keeping moisture out, and so it helps with keeping the spark going to the plug where it's supposed to be instead of tracking down the boot and out and leaking voltage out. Not on the metal, just on the boot. They're already greased pretty well at the coil. I'm not even going to put any on there because it's got, you can see there's a fair amount on there already. I don't really use it that much on the coil. Usually it's on the spark plug end that I tend to use it, but just inside the boot there, it's good to go. You don't need a lot. We'll just feed this back in. See if I can get it to click on. This could be a challenge in itself sometimes. is that one clicked on actually easy now. I'm going to try to run this in a little bit. This one was running this way, right up against this bracket, and that's what I'm going to try to run it actually on this side and run it through the middle if I can here. Push this, clip this on. And I'm going to run it through the middle here instead of running up against this bracket, which is probably the way it should have been initially, and I have to redo it because there's this throttle cable that I got to go underneath. Let me pull it out again. Come on. Just squeeze these two sides together. It's just tight, that's all. Let go. Just real tight. There we go. Right there. Thank you. So I got to come up on the other side of that cable. I'm going to have a problem. There we go. All right. Plug it in. There we go. One down. Obviously we'll run this back through the holder here. Wire holder, loom holder, whatever you want to call it. Wire holder, I guess. Wire holder. I want to get it kind of in a good position here where it's not rubbing up against things. Kind of like that. I have good clearance down around the spark plug wire. It's not rubbing on anything. A good clearance here, and it's not rubbing on anything. And we're just going to continue to do that for all 6 of them. Not going to show you any more of that, but that's pretty much it. Real simple. Hardest part is getting to them sometimes, but these don't look too bad. So we'll continue on. We'll do both sides, and I'm sure it's going to make a difference looking at those plugs. One thing I did want to mention, you see this wire I just pulled out has a loom up here and a loom down here. Make sure you transfer those looms. This one's actually not all the way down. It's right in the middle here. You can see where it was right there. You want to make sure you put them back on the new wires. They're there for a reason. They're there to protect the wire. I just wanted to show you this back plug on the passenger side. Really difficult to get to, about impossible. You can do it from the top, but it's not easy. So this is looking in the passenger side wheel well, and yes, there is a jack stand under there, along with the floor jack. So there's a cover, show it to you here, that goes on this. Pull the wheel, cover goes like that, three push-in clips, pull that off, and up in there, hopefully I'll be able to show you this, trying to get it, you should be able to see that plug. There it is. That's the back plug. Almost impossible to get from the top. Come in through the wheel well to get it. There's the second one. My first one's already got the wire on it. I haven't put the wire on my second one yet, but I will. And that's how you want to do this back on the passenger side up through the wheel well. Well, that's it for this 2001 Ford Explorer Sport Trac 4.0 liter. Plugs and wires. They needed it. You can see I showed earlier. The plugs were just, there's hardly anything left of them there, so they've doubled the gap they should have been at least. Leave a couple hours. It's going to take a couple hours to do it. Back to plugs on the passenger side. Go through the wheel well to get them. A lot easier. Be much quicker. It just takes a little bit of time. It's not too bad, but it's a little tight. If you have to do this for this vehicle, I hope it helps you out. If you like the video, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.